Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is your orientation video for Math 1314.07, Summer 2020, College Algebra here at Lamar University. I'm going to try to run through this syllabus very quickly and just highlight those parts that I think need to be highlighted. Otherwise, you can read and digest the rest of it yourself. First of all, as you all know, we're completely online this summer. This is my first time to do that, so I'll be new at this as well. This is me, Gary Bryce. I'll be your guide through this maze of algebraic knowledge this semester. And notice office hours. We will not be having an office, but you may contact me through email at any time. And here is my email address. And for the record, I always answer emails, so don't ever think that your email will get tossed or seen as less than important and not answered. I will always answer your emails. Here's a course description. You can read that. Here's prerequisites. You can read that. Textbook. Good news about the textbook is you do not need one. In fact, you already have access. This is called first day access. You already have access to portions of the ebook and to your Hawks homework assignment. So if you have signed up for the class, you already have your ebook and your first day access to your Hawks assignment. Calculator policy. Let me just encourage you to get yourself a scientific calculator, something that has the logarithmic function keys. We're not going to be using those, but that's your big hint that this thing is a scientific calculator, and you're going to need that almost immediately. Again, what I put in the syllabus is don't spend over 10 bucks. Go to Walmart, go to Target, and pick up a $10 scientific calculator. You will be able to use that on all your homework, on all your quizzes, and all your tests. All right, learning outcomes, you can read that as well. First thing to note is attendance. Attendance is going to be very important, and it's going to be recognized in a couple of ways. First of all, if you've done your Lamar classes before, you will know that there is an attendance verification, a few questions to answer on Blackboard. So go to Blackboard and do the attendance verification. It's in the left-hand column. And you will just find that this is a couple of couple of questions that basically say, that I am not a robot type thing. Yes, I am, signed up for the class, etc. Nothing challenging here, just shows that you are open to Blackboard and that you are signed up for the class. So please do that. One thing I point out here in this section, which you do want to emphasize, is that you're going to want to check your Blackboard often. I've already posted content on Blackboard. I've already posted this syllabus. I've already posted the how to get to your Hawks homework sheet on there. And I've already posted a welcome letter to College Algebra. So there is already content posted. Look under quickly content. They very cleverly spell quickly incorrectly, QWICKLY content. That's where you'll find the majority of what I post. I will also be posting notes for each section. I will also be posting problems worked for each section. So Blackboard is going to be your lifeline to the class. Also on Sundays and Wednesdays, and this is up for grabs. We're not sure if this is actually going to happen, but keep a lookout. There's going to be something called a discussion prompt something that will simply ask you to respond to a particular question. It's just there to make sure that you are not taking days and days in between your sign-in to Blackboard. So look for these discussion prompts, answer them. It's going to be that simple. Answer it thoughtfully and with sentences, not just say something like yes or I agree. This is going to be 15% of your course grade, so be sure and take care of that. Next thing I want to point out is that you will have your homework done online through Hawks. Again, your first day access, you've already paid for this and it's already accessible. What I've shown in this how to get to Hawks homework is this is posted on your Quickly content. For those of you that are not familiar with your Lamar site, your Blackboard or Hawks, this is how to do it. Go to your Lamar site, choose LU content in the upper left. You will see a student and faculty option. Obviously, you would choose the student option. Click on it and choose LU Learn, which is another word for Blackboard. On the right side of your class, if you're taking more than one class this semester, you will find the College Algebra class, Math 13-14. Click on that. Then you'll have a page that has a left-hand column in which you'll find Tools. Under Tools, which will be in alphabetical order, look until you find Hawks Learning. Choose Hawks Learning, and you will find the site that you need. The rest of this is a description of what to do once you get to the Hawks site, how to actually work the problems. So this again is on your Quickly content. Feel free to run this stuff off and have it handy in case you need to refer to your sheet on how to get to Hawks homework. Again, this speaks about your Hawks homework, how it's graded, the deadlines that are reached. And in fact, if you look in your syllabus, as we look at the syllabus, you will see that each of the assignments has a due date. For instance, June 4th, we have 3 sections due, so we're going to hit the ground running. Our first week, we have 5 sections due. Three of them on midnight of June 4th and 2 more midnight of June 8th. Make sure you do these things on time. That's the only way to get 100%. If you miss the deadline, you can still do your Hawks within a 24-hour period, and you will get a 20% reduction. In other words, you can get an 80%. If you miss that deadline, you have 2 more days. So within 3 days of the deadline, you can still complete it for a 50% reduction. In other words, you can get a 50 even if you have waited 3 days. After that, sorry, no grade for that particular section. Now you have 29 sections of problems. Don't start missing sections of problems. They will add up quickly. All your assignments on Hawks will make up 20% of your course grade. Also, you're going to have quizzes through the week. Quizzes are scheduled for Tuesday and or Friday, meaning they may or may not show up on either of those days. They may show up on both those days. So again, be open to Blackboard. Make sure you're checking for your discussion prompts and for possible quizzes on a Tuesday or a Friday. Those are problems to be worked right there on your Hawks site, and the grade will be recorded right there on your Hawks site. So you got your homework, you got your discussion prompts, you got your quizzes, and you're going to have 2 exams, one in the middle of the semester and one a final exam at the end. Here's one thing to keep in mind about these exams. They will be accessible through Hawks. That's where you're going to find the problems that you're going to work. They will work just like the Hawks homework problems. You'll use the same keyboard. You'll use the same answering mechanisms that you have used and gotten used to with Hawks. But here's the one thing to keep in mind. You can only do your test at one sitting. When you do your homework, you may work a while, take a break, work a while, go watch some television, work a while, take a nap, work a while, play some video games, work a while, and finish it. But when you're taking your test, you have to finish your test in a one-sitting format. For your test, you have 1.5 hours, that's 90 minutes. Should be plenty of time. For your final exam, you have 2.5 hours. Again, they both must be accomplished in one sitting. If you're taking notes, don't bother. This is all presented to you on Quickly content on your Blackboard. All of this is there. No makeup exams. Keep that in mind. And by the way, there are no makeup quizzes. The way we're going to deal with this is if you happen to miss a quiz, you're going to have some opportunities at the end of the semester, if you've taken the majority of your quizzes, to drop at least one, maybe 2 or 3. We'll see how many quizzes we get, and we will be dropping some quizzes. A missed quiz, obviously, is one you want to drop. The test, no makeup test. So do not miss the opportunity to take your test. The test will be open for a length of time, probably 2 days. You'll have a 2-day window to take your test. You may choose any 90-minute segment in that 2-day segment, that 2-day window. So there's no excuse for missing a test. You can be sick one day and the next day take the test. Do not wait till the last minute. One thing I have always discovered is that last-minute problems only happen in the last minute. I know that sounds profound, but if you wait till the last minute, your dog eats your computer cord, literally one of the excuses from last semester, or if your power fails, or if your internet fails, if something happens, and sorry, that's a problem that you should have dealt with or should have had not to deal with because you didn't wait till the last minute. So please do not wait till the last minute to take your test. That's when problems arise. Again, the final exam, also you'll have a 2-day window in which to do it. 2.5 hours to do it. Plenty of time to do this, also in only one setting. Now you're going to be working some problems and probably encounter some that my problems that I worked out for you maybe don't answer all the questions. Here's where you can get some math lab tutoring. Those of you that have used the math lab in the math building, in the Lucas building, probably realize that the physical math lab is not going to be open for the time being. But there is still a virtual math lab, and here's how you get to it. Simply email anita.bryce@lamar.edu. By the way, be nice to this young lady. She's my wife. So email Anita. Tell her that you are in college algebra and the nature of your problem. Specifically, you can say, I'm in section 2.1 and I'm looking at problem 3. She will contact one of the tutors. They will contact you and open a Zoom type video tutoring session for you, and maybe for you and others, depending on how many are looking for help. So there is virtual math tutoring available. Please take advantage of it. You've paid for it with your tuition dollars. Here's how your grades are going to be figured. Attendance and discussion board, Hawks Learning, quizzes, exam, and final exam. Pretty typical grade and incomplete grades. So this is typical stuff of lots of syllabi, so nothing I need to go over right now. What follows is your course schedule, and this will tell you when each section is due in the length of or in the expression of the semester as it spreads out, and on what due date you have to get that particular section finished. So again, 29 different sections. So take care of these guys, and the final exam, the last thing we need to worry about. So this is your syllabus. This is posted already on your Quickly content on Blackboard. Likewise, how to get to your Hawks homework is posted on Blackboard too. And this walks you, first of all, how to get to Blackboard. Once you're in Blackboard, how to get to your Hawks Learning. Once you get to your Hawks Learning, what you're going to find there. You will find 3 boxes when you are presented with your Hawks site. Those 3 boxes are Learn, Practice, and Certify. Now, if you are good at math, if you've already in your high school career maybe had pre-calculus, you might think, hey, I bet I can handle this, and you might be able to. You are free to go right to Certify and start working on these problems. This is where you get your grade. The grade comes from successfully navigating at least 80% of your Certify problems. If there's 10 problems, that means you got to get 8 of them correct. You get 8 of them correct, the mastery level, hey, guess what? You got 100. Even though you only got 80% of them right, since you hit the mastery level, you will get a 100 on that particular section. If you're not so familiar with the content, I highly recommend practice problems. The good thing about practice problems is that you can skip around. You can do it any number of times. You can go through it, just check it out, see what they look like, don't work any problems, go back to it, start working a few problems, go back to it as many times as you want. That's the good thing about the practice section. Once you get to Certify, when problem number 1 comes up, you got to work problem number 1. You can't skip to problem number 2. You got to work problem number 1. If you skip it, it's wrong. So this is where you go when you're ready to work the problems. This is where you go when you're ready to get your grade for this section. Practice problems. Some of you think, hey, didn't I work this problem before? Once you get to Certify, they're going to be that similar to your Certify problems. So you work the practice problems, get familiar with those, go back to Certify. Now, let's say you tried Certify and you got a 70%. Doggone it, just really close. You go back to Certify, you try it again, and you still get 70%. Guess what? Once you've tried Certify twice and failed, it's going to take you back to practice, where you have to get the mastery level of practice problems before you can try Certify again. You may not try Certify over and over and over until you get 80%. You can try it twice. It'll take you back to practice, where you do exactly that, practice, come back to Certify, and once you get your 80%, you got your 100. And guess what? If you get your mastery level on Certify on your 12th time, you still get 100% on that particular section, just as if you got mastery level on your first effort. So again, Certify, you can work it as many times as you want, but not in a row. Once you've failed twice, it'll take you back to practice, where you can work you can work 50 times if you want to before you're ready to go back to Certify. And if you think, hey, you know what? I'm not understanding these concepts, go back to Learn. Open this section of your ebook and look at the problems, look at the content, look at the paragraphs, look at the examples that are worked out for you here, and they will guide you through the principles, the concepts, the theorems that will help you to successfully navigate through Certify. All right, that's what is going to be on your Quickly content right now as far as your Blackboard goes. I will start putting lectures and problem sets on your Quickly content, on your YouTube. The videos are on YouTube. All you have to do is search for my name. A bunch of videos will come up. You look for the one that you're working in. Say you're working in 2.1a. You will see 2.1a notes. You will see 2.1a problems. I highly suggest you go through the notes first, as they will be working some of the problems even in the notes, and then you can go to the problem section. So these are not on there yet, but they will be on there shortly. Again, this is all on YouTube. Feel free, if you need to hit the CC option and close caption to see what exactly I'm saying in case that does not come out clearly in the video. All right, once again, you have my email address. Feel free to contact anytime for anything related to the course. And good luck, and I hope to chat with you and see you through the semester.